back on the Gianna Volpe Report, brought to you in part by the Peconic Cellar Door in Peconic, by Village Overhead Door in Southold, and by the Duncan Inn in Jamesport.
We are back here on this sort of dreary Thursday, but we've got nicer stuff to talk about. So our next guest is Mary Cantone, the director, owner of the RiS Gallery in the Sherwood House in South Jamesport.
Yep, right through the door inside the building, the gorgeous building.
It is.
Isn't it nice? It's a perfect venue for the gallery. Of course, being adjacent to the tasting room, which is a lovely, charming place in itself, works for both of us, actually.
And it's cozy,
yes.
but you get to put an amazing amount of work in there.
Yes, I do. I'm very fortunate because I get to exhibit the variety that I'm so proud to offer the community and collectors.
Let me ask you, what is it like? I imagine that it would be kind of not easy, but it's like a gold mine out here with all the different artists in such a small area.
I am very fortunate in that area because when I moved here and relocated my gallery, which was in southern Jersey, a beautiful
What part?
beach town in southern Jersey, just north of Cape May, in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. It's a beautiful barrier island, much more seasonal than the North Fork. The North Fork evidently is turning much more year-round than it used to be. So when I was looking for places to go, I researched the North Fork and looked at the Hamptons, looked in east of Jamesport, and I kept coming back to Jamesport because I thought they really could use a gallery. But I knew no Long Island artists when I moved up here a little over 2 years ago. So when I got here and got grounded, I started to reach out and do my research. Up until then, I had brought a beautiful collection of work from my stable of artists that I had built up in South Jersey, East Coast artists, tri-state area, Delaware, New York, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yeah. So, but when I came here, I didn't want to just represent artists I hadn't actually met in person and whose work I didn't see in person. So once I got here in February of 16, I thought, okay, now it's my turn. And between February and June of 2016, I put together a beautiful, beautiful representation of Long Island artists with whom I had an opening celebration in June, and it was grand. It was a major, major success. I exhibited probably a group of 6 or 8 Long Island artists, prominent Long Island artists. And as I say, it was just a delightful day and evening, and I started building my following from that day on.
Phenomenal. And I guess maybe some of these guys, maybe Alex Ferrone, who was in that first?
Well, my present exhibit that I'm having now is titled Solely Women. That's Solely.
How was the opening reception? Just the other day, right?
Wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder.
Excellent.
And it was a festive evening. So much positivity, which is what I am all about. And what I wanted to do in that show was obviously make it for women, by women, and inspired and influenced by women. And I think we hit a home run on that.
Excellent.
And I believe all but one of the artists, maybe 2 of the artists of the 14 are not from Long Island. So Marissa Bridge, Anahi DeCanio, Alex Ferrone, Ellen Goldstein, Phyllis Hammond, Erin Hinz is from Philadelphia, Lori Hollander, Jane Kirkwood, Micheline Klagsbrun is from Washington, D.C., Paris Mallis, Jessica Nissen, Susan Saunders, Marilyn Weiss, and Valerie Zeman. They are all Long Island artists. And it, as I say, it was a fun evening. I always say it's serious fun because what I do, I truly believe to my core is important work. I believe that the arts are essential, and I say that all the time.
It's true.
To complete one's life, to offer something other than, say, scholastics and sports and politics. I think the arts are not just an escape, but an asset to one's life.
Absolutely.
So this show was interesting because it was abstract. There was a lot of metaphor going on. There was a lot of interpretation that was encouraged because there was a lot of, not as representational. So that was interesting too. The conversation that centered around every one of these pieces was intriguing.
Was there a theme, would you say, that tied it together? What are women interested in right now?
I don't think there was a particular theme.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely a mix of work. I always like to have a variety of subject and medium.
And your curation is unbelievable. I remember coming in when you were hanging.
Yes.
And what I liked most, is that you can see that variety. That there's like a sense of,
there's a variety.
It flows together, but it's also there's separation as well.
Well, there's variety, but also continuity, and where that comes in is in the hanging, and I am surrounded now, just 2 years later since arriving on the North Fork, truly surrounded by supportive artists, fine artists, and artists with whom I've become friends. And that's the difference between buying art on a device, on the web, and coming to a gallery. That's what's important to me, because I can introduce every client, every collector, every browser, if they want. I can introduce
Isn't that great?
These artists to the potential collector.
That is worth what do they say, worth the price of admission?
Yes. So that makes me very happy too, because my relationship, that's my wheelhouse. Strong communication and discussion and communication, which I think we've lost because of our devices.
Which is crazy, because it's like the social media, for example, stuff that's designed to keep us together.
Right.
In some ways.
Right. And I
do alienating.
I do a lot of social media, and I like that because I can connect with people.
Yes.
But I don't want social media to be the
replacement.
The replacement.
Right.
Exactly right.
It's this, you're supposed to be getting people out, not, because that's something that I've noticed is a problem. When I was running, almost like an open mic, it was a variety series.
Uh-huh.
And I had a hard time balancing, because I would take these live videos, but sometimes people use the live video to replace the
as
experience.
Yes, and I don't want that. So I am very, very intent on getting the word out that there is an opportunity to visit my gallery, linger in my gallery.
Right.
I am not a hoverer. I welcome, and then I let go, and then I circle back, and I want people to relax. I am not a sterile gallery. The way I hang tends to be more salon style. So there is such a wonderful opportunity to tap into every's or most people's taste, because I offer something for everybody.
Yes, I definitely noticed that.
Yeah, I know from a long time. This gallery's been in business since 1966. So this gallery was founded in central Pennsylvania, in the Harrisburg area. And in 1971, we added a location, and that location was in Stone Harbor. And we've been in business year-round since 1966.
Unbelievable.
But I wanted to move to the North Fork to be up here. I love the North Fork. I wanted to be closer to Manhattan. And this space became available. And I thought, how fortunate am I to be able to move into this gorgeous, gorgeous.
And how smart, because everyone
Thank
knows
you.
South Jamesport. South Jamesport is the next hot hamlet of the East End.
Well, it's interesting. They call Jamesport the entrance or the gateway to the North Fork.
To wine country and whatnot.
Yes, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful, I would call it a collaboration or a united front that I have with the Sherwood House, because we are good for each other. And it makes for, needless to say, a relaxing environment. So yeah, it's fun, and it's as I say, it's serious fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate people like you, Gianna, who gets what I'm doing, and I just look forward to meeting more people. And but the response has been fabulous. I'm picking up traction, and again, in a relatively short period of time, which I'm really grateful for. I knew no one on the North Fork when I moved up here. No one. I made that decision to move here. I relocated everything. I did keep both galleries open.
Mm-hmm.
I kept Stone Harbor open for a little over a year because I was sort of testing the waters here.
Right.
And after a year being here, I thought, okay, I'm breaking out.
How did you feel? So what was it that that made you decide this is right?
Well, frankly, the main reason I moved up here was to be closer to my adult children. I have grown children, and they live and work in Manhattan, but I was introduced to the North Fork, and my mother, who founded the gallery, and my brother, of course, the gallery's named for my brother. It's named in his memory. But after my mother passed, a little 2.5, close to 3 years ago, it was my turn to figure out how I wanted to grow the gallery, grow the audience, get more of a year-round presence. And the North Fork served that. And I bought a house, I made my plans, and I moved into my space at 1291 Main Road on February 15th of 2016.
Tell me more about your brother. So this is keeping his memory alive, obviously.
I am carrying on two legacies. One, my brother, and the other, my mother's legacy. My brother inspired the gallery back in the 60s. And I was 14 when my mother and Bill opened the gallery. So this was my world. I have been exposed to the arts since...
You grew up in this.
I grew up in this.
So he started the gallery with
Well,
you?
he managed the gallery
Okay.
till prior to his passing. He passed very, very young, sadly. So after he did pass, and because he was the inspiration behind the gallery, when we opened our second location, we, as a family, decided that we should rename the original gallery to the William RiS Gallery in my brother's memory.
And what was it before that?
It was called the Camp Hill Gallery and Academy of Art. In those years, we had we ran classes.
Very cool.
By prominent artists in the central Pennsylvania area. And again, it's not a sad story, it's an inspiring story. I mean, needless to say, it was heartbreaking to lose my brother. But the fact that I can keep him part of this, and he would love this. He would be so, and my mother would also be very proud. So anyway, that is how I got here, and I've met wonderful people like you too, Gianna.
Yes,
and this man
Mary
over
and
here, Bruce.
Mary and I met twice at the nail salon. We were like, oh, she's interesting. We got talking 2 different times, and then I came in to talk to Mark Anderson at Sherwood House, and you and Paris were getting the show ready, and I was like, how interesting. And Sherwood House, and then also we got John Mazur is in there.
Mazur. Yeah,
and
he's
Mazur.
my landlord. And John Mazur has been very supportive of me. And John is just opening a pop-up on Love Lane.
Right. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's in the old Capital One building,
Yes.
which is, it's so very cool.
Yeah.
He's taken his lumber and salt concept that once was in my space. He's taking that and putting in a pop-up, and that's opening, I believe, officially Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So that's going to be there's a lot of electricity right now, and it's a fantastic team of like-minded people, and let's face it, we like to be around those people, and I'm finding an art pulse out here. And I think we're almost a surprise to the community because they're not sure what the RiS Gallery is.
Take time. Something I've noticed about like the East End is it takes time. It's like almost like a relationship.
Yes.
You know, because they don't know, first of all, if you're staying.
Yeah.
You know, if you'll be here. And then it takes a while. But people open up and they warm up. And
it's been actually from the early days, months, I have gotten unbelievable high marks for what I'm doing. And I give that credit to my artists. I always tell my artists that they make me look good.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't have them, my reputation wouldn't be what it is.
It would be white walls.
Yeah. So,
you know?
But I give my credit to my artists. I get a lot of questions. Am I an artist? No, absolutely not. I'm on the other end, but I've been a collector. I've collected art, fine art, different prices, different sizes, different subjects since I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, actually before that, because I was exposed and I was interested. So that is my world. That's what drives me.
I can't think. I'm trying to think. There's 3 pieces that stand out in my mind. I saw. Is that still life of the tangerine? Is that in this show?
That's Jane Kirkwood.
Oh, I love her.
Jane Kirkwood is the director, the gallery director at East End Art.
Yes.
So yes, that is hers. This is
and then
there
are 2 other ones. Are the woman figure, the cement.
Yes,
that far away it looks like an ear, but once you get close, you're like, oh my God, that's a woman.
That's by Catherine Stanek. Now she is from Philadelphia.
And then the other one is, it was a moon scene. It was a night scene, but I can't remember. But
it might have been the Alex Ferrone.
Solely women. Alex Ferrone is phenomenal.
An overhead door serves a purpose, and it should be as beautiful as the rest of your home or building. For more than 30 years, Village Overhead Doors has been creating and installing beautiful garage doors for contractors and homeowners on the North and South Forks. They also install automatic garage door openers that open with the click of a remote, so there's no getting out of the car in bad weather. For a wide range of styles, from lifetime steel doors to custom-made wood doors, and for all your garage door needs, please call 765-4963 today and find out how your garage door can be a beautiful focal point of your home or building's exterior. Village Overhead Doors of Southold, 765-4963. Make the call and let them add beauty and value to your home or business.